Hey, have you ever met someone who just seems to suck the life out of a room? Their presence feels like a dark cloud, leaving you drained, confused, or even questioning your own reality. If that sounds familiar, stick around because today, we're diving deep into a topic that's all too real: how to spot an evil person in your life. No, we're not talking about cartoon villains with twirling mustaches or horned demons from a horror flick. Evil in real life is far more subtle, often cloaked in charm or hidden behind a smile that feels just a little too perfect. But don't worry, I've got you covered. In this video, we'll uncover 10 undeniable signs that you're dealing with an evil person. Inspired by the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca. These insights will arm you with the clarity and confidence to protect your energy and reclaim your peace. So, are you ready to take control and see through the deception? Let's jump in. Introduction. The hidden face of evil. Picture this. You're at a coffee shop, laughing with a friend who always knows just what to say to make you feel special. Their words are warm, their smile is bright, and for a moment, you feel like the most important person in the world. But then, something shifts. Maybe it's a subtle jab disguised as a joke. Or maybe you catch them twisting your words behind your back. Suddenly, you're left wondering, was that real, or was I just played? Evil doesn't always announce itself with a dramatic entrance. It's not always loud or obvious. More often, it's a quiet force, manipulative, cunning, and dressed up in the guise of kindness. These people don't carry pitchforks or wear black capes. They blend into your life, exploiting your trust and kindness for their own gain. The good news? You don't need to be a detective to spot them. By paying attention to their actions and trusting your instincts, you can protect yourself from their toxic influence. The ancient Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, understood this better than anyone. Their teachings give us a roadmap to navigate the chaos of human behavior with clarity and strength. In this video, we'll break down 10 crystal clear signs that you're dealing with an evil person, warning signals you simply can't afford to ignore. These aren't just theories, they're practical tools to help you safeguard your mental peace and live with confidence. So, grab a notebook, get comfortable, and let's dive into the first sign. Sign number 1. Constant manipulation. Let's start with one of the most insidious traits: manipulation. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca wisely said, "He who has many fears also has many things to manipulate." Think about that for a second. Manipulation isn't just a tactic, it's a weapon in the hands of someone with malicious intent. These people don't build their lives on integrity or honesty. Instead, they thrive on distorting reality, weaving lies so convincing that you start questioning your own judgment. I'll never forget a colleague I once worked with. Let's call him Jake. At first, Jake was a dream to work with. He'd shower me with compliments in front of the team, making me feel like I was killing it at my job. "You're a natural at this," he'd say, flashing a grin that could light up a room. But behind the scenes, something else was brewing. Jake started planting seeds of doubt about my work, subtly exaggerating my mistakes to our boss while framing it as constructive feedback. When I confronted him, he played it cool, saying, "I'm just trying to help you improve." His calm demeanor made me second-guess myself. Was I overreacting? Was I the problem? That's exactly how manipulation works. It's not loud or aggressive, it's a slow, creeping fog that clouds your confidence and makes you feel dependent on the manipulator. They prey on your insecurities, convincing you that you need their guidance to succeed. They don't want to lift you up, they want to keep you under their control. So, how do you spot this? Manipulators often push you to follow their lead while ignoring your boundaries. They might guilt-trip you into decisions that serve their interests, not yours. They're masters at making you feel like their way is the only way. But here's the Stoic antidote: clarity and self-control. Epictetus once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." To break free, stop playing their game. Don't argue or try to prove yourself. Just step back, trust your instincts, and reclaim your independence. Ask yourself, does this person respect my autonomy? Or are they trying to control my decisions? If the answer leans toward control, that's your first red flag. Sign number 2. A mask of charm. Now, let's talk about charm. We all love charming people, right? They light up a room, make you feel seen, and leave you smiling. But what happens when that charm feels too perfect? Like it's been rehearsed to a fault? Epictetus warned us. Appearances, no matter how dazzling, often hide the truth beneath. And he was right. Charm, in the hands of an evil person, is like a beautifully wrapped gift with nothing but emptiness inside. Imagine meeting someone who seems like they stepped out of a rom-com. Their smile is magnetic, their words are soothing, and they make you feel like the center of their universe. They're the friend who always knows what to say, the colleague who seems to have your back, or the partner who showers you with affection. But then you notice something off. Their kindness comes with strings attached. Their compliments are strategic, designed to pull you in. When you step back, you realize their charm is a performance, a mask to hide their true intentions. I once had a friend like this. Let's call her Sarah. Sarah had this uncanny ability to make everyone feel special. She'd remember little details about you, like your favorite coffee order, and use it to make you feel valued. But over time, I noticed a pattern. Sarah only turned on the charm when she needed something, a favor, a connection, or even just attention. When I had nothing to offer, her warmth vanished. She'd dismiss me or even belittle me in front of others, all while keeping that perfect smile plastered on her face. Here's the kicker. Evil people use charm as a tool to disarm you. They know how to make you trust them, only to exploit that trust later. Marcus Aurelius put it perfectly. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. A charming facade might dazzle you at first, but their actions reveal the truth. Pay attention to how they treat people who can't benefit them. Do they show the same kindness to the waiter, the intern, or the stranger who has nothing to offer? If their charm switches off when there's no gain in sight, that's a glaring warning sign. So, how do you protect yourself? Look beyond the surface. Words can be beautiful, but actions tell the real story. Test their sincerity by observing their behavior in unguarded moments. Are they consistent, or is their charm a switch they flip on and off? Trust your gut. It's usually the first to notice when something feels off. Why this matters? By now, you're probably starting to see the pattern. Evil people don't wear their intentions on their sleeve. They hide behind manipulation and charm, blending into your life until their true colors show. But here's the empowering part. You have the tools to spot them. The Stoics taught us that clarity, self-awareness, and independence are your greatest defenses. By staying grounded in your values and trusting your instincts, you can protect your peace and keep these toxic influences at bay. In the rest of this video, we'll dive into 8 more signs, each one a piece of the puzzle to help you navigate the world with confidence. From subtle gaslighting to outright betrayal, we'll uncover the red flags that scream, "Watch out." So, don't go anywhere. This knowledge could be the key to safeguarding your energy and living a life free from manipulation. Ready for the next sign? Let's keep going. We've already uncovered how evil people hide behind charm and manipulation, weaving their way into your life with calculated precision. Now, let's dive deeper into the next signs that reveal their true nature, because spotting these red flags can be the key to protecting your peace. Ready to keep unraveling their tactics? Let's go. Sign number 3. Lies without conscience. Have you ever caught someone in a lie so smooth it made you question your own memory? Marcus Aurelius once said, "Nothing should be done if it isn't right, and nothing should be said if it isn't true." But for some people, truth is just a hurdle to jump over. These individuals don't stumble into lies by accident, they craft them with purpose. Like an artist painting a false reality to suit their needs. Their lies aren't careless slips, they're deliberate tools used to gain power, dodge responsibility, or twist your perception of the world. Let me paint you a picture. I had a friend, let's call her Mia, who could spin a story like no one else. She once told our entire friend group she'd single-handedly saved a failing project at work, describing late nights and heroic efforts that earned her the team's praise. Her story was so vivid, so detailed, that we all believed her. But then, one day, I stumbled across some emails and documents that told a different story. Mia had barely contributed, her role was minor at best. When I gently brought it up, expecting an explanation, she didn't miss a beat. "Oh, you must have misunderstood," she said, her voice dripping with confidence as she pivoted to a completely unrelated topic. Suddenly, I was the one feeling confused, wondering if I'd gotten it wrong. That's the power of a conscienceless liar. They don't just deceive, they make you doubt your own reality. Their lies are like a house of cards, carefully stacked to look impressive but fragile under scrutiny. They'll pile on new lies to prop up the old ones, creating a web so tangled it's hard to find the truth. But here's the thing. Truth doesn't need maintenance. It stands firm, unshaken, while lies crumble under the weight of their own contradictions. So, how do you protect yourself from this kind of deceit? Start by paying attention to the cracks in their stories. Do their accounts shift when you ask follow-up questions? Do their actions match their words? Or is there a disconnect that leaves you uneasy? Stoic philosophy teaches us to focus on what's real, actions over promises. If someone's story doesn't add up, trust your observations, ask questions, demand clarity, and don't be afraid to set boundaries. As Seneca might remind us, honesty is the foundation of any meaningful connection. If someone's words are built on lies, it's time to step back and protect your peace. After all, why let someone else's deception cloud your clarity? Sign number 4. Lack of empathy. Now, let's talk about something even more chilling: a complete lack of empathy. Seneca once observed that humans are social creatures, wired to connect through shared joys and sorrows. Empathy is the bridge that makes those connections possible. It's what allows us to feel someone else's pain or celebrate their victories. But for truly malicious people, that bridge doesn't exist. To them, you're not a person with feelings, you're just a pawn in their game. Useful only as long as you serve their agenda. Imagine this. You're sitting across from a friend, pouring your heart out about a tough moment in your life. Maybe you've lost a job, ended a relationship, or just feel overwhelmed by life's weight. You're vulnerable, hoping for a listening ear. But instead of support, your friend brushes you off. "Oh, that's rough," they say, barely looking up from their phone. "But let me tell you about my day." Your pain is dismissed, your story reduced to a footnote in their self-centered narrative. It's not just one bad moment, it's a pattern. These people don't connect with your emotions unless it benefits them. Worse, you might notice a flicker of satisfaction in their eyes when you're struggling, as if your pain fuels their ego. I once knew someone like this. Let's call him Tom. Tom was great at playing the part of a caring friend when it suited him. If I was happy and things were going well, he'd mirror my excitement, acting like my biggest cheerleader. But the moment I hit a rough patch, his interest vanished. I'd share my struggles, and he'd respond with cold indifference or change the subject entirely. Once, when I was dealing with a family crisis, he even seemed to enjoy my distress, subtly pointing out how my situation could have been avoided if I'd listened to his advice. It left me feeling drained, like my emotions were just a prop in his personal drama. This lack of empathy isn't just a personality quirk, it's a window into a hollow soul. Evil people don't care about your happiness or pain unless it serves their goals. They might fake compassion when it's convenient, offering crocodile tears or rehearsed sympathy. But the mask slips when you need real support. Marcus Aurelius put it best: no more arguing about what a good man should be one. A person without empathy can't build genuine relationships, their interactions are transactional, leaving you feeling used and unseen. So, what's the solution? First, recognize the pattern. Do they consistently dismiss your feelings or turn every conversation back to themselves? Do they show genuine care? Or is their concern a performance that fades when the spotlight's off? Once you see the signs, set firm boundaries. Protect your emotional energy by limiting how much you share with them. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, not those who see your vulnerabilities as opportunities. Stoicism reminds us that true strength comes from mastering ourselves and walking away from what undermines our peace. Don't let someone's indifference dim your light. Focus on those who truly see and value you. These signs, lies without conscience and a lack of empathy, are more than just red flags. They're alarm bells warning you to protect yourself. Evil people thrive on deception and emotional detachment, but you have the power to see through their tactics. By staying grounded in Stoic principles like truth, clarity, and self-mastery, you can navigate these encounters with confidence and keep your peace intact. We've still got 6 more signs to explore, each one peeling back another layer of how malicious people operate. From subtle gaslighting to outright betrayal, these insights will equip you to spot the warning signs and take back control. So, Stick around, because the more you know, the stronger you become. Ready for the next sign? Let's keep going. We've already peeled back the layers of deceit and emotional detachment, revealing how evil people use lies and a lack of empathy to manipulate those around them. Now, let's dive into 2 more chilling signs that expose their true nature, because the more you recognize these patterns, the better you can protect your peace. Ready to keep going? Let's uncover the next signs. Before we dive in, if you're finding these insights eye-opening, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe with the bell icon so you never miss a video. If you're ready to spot these red flags, drop "I see the signs" in the comments below. Let's keep learning together. Sign number 5. The hunger for control. Have you ever felt like someone was trying to pull the strings of your life? Like a puppeteer orchestrating your every move? For evil people, control isn't just a preference, it's their lifeline. They don't just want to influence you, they want to own your decisions, your thoughts, and even your sense of self. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." But that strength is exactly what malicious people aim to strip away. Because a mind they can't control is a threat to their power. I once had a mentor, let's call him David, who seemed like a guiding light at first. His advice was thoughtful, his encouragement uplifting. He'd say things like, "You've got potential, but you need to trust my experience to get there." It felt like he genuinely cared about my success. But over time, I noticed a shift. His suggestions turned into demands. He'd sprinkle subtle jabs into our conversations. Like, "You're not ready for that kind of responsibility yet." Or, "You should really let me handle this for you." When I wanted to take on a big project, he convinced me I wasn't capable, nudging me to step back while he took the spotlight. At the time, I doubted myself, thinking, maybe he's right, maybe I'm not ready. But in hindsight, it was clear. He wasn't guiding me, he was controlling me, ensuring I stayed in his shadow. That's the game these people play. They don't want you to shine, they want you dependent, questioning your worth, and tethered to their influence. They use guilt, shame, or even flattery to keep you in their grasp, eroding your autonomy bit by bit. It's like they're building a cage around your mind, one so subtle you don't notice until the door slams shut. Epictetus put it perfectly: freedom is the only worthy goal in life. True freedom means refusing to let someone else dictate your thoughts or decisions. So, how do you break free? Start by asking yourself, does this person respect my choices? Or are they trying to steer me for their own benefit? Trust your instincts. If someone's advice feels more like a leash than a guide, it's time to reclaim your power. Set clear boundaries and prioritize your values. Marcus Aurelius reminded us that the quality of our thoughts shapes our happiness. Don't let anyone else define your reality. Surround yourself with people who empower you to grow, not those who clip your wings to keep you small. Your mind is your greatest asset. Protect it fiercely, because no one has the right to control your freedom. Sign number 6. Blame games and deflection. Now, let's talk about a tactic that's as frustrating as it is cunning: the blame game. Seneca once observed, people often prefer trust over judgment, and that's exactly what manipulative people exploit. Instead of owning their mistakes, they weave elaborate stories to paint themselves as the victim, or better yet, make you feel like the culprit. With unsettling finesse, they dodge accountability, leaving you carrying the weight of their failures. As Seneca noted, the truth stands firm without justification, while lies always require elaborate stories to sustain them. Picture this. You're working on a group project with someone close, let's call her Lisa. The deadline's approaching, and things start going wrong. Tasks are missed, deliverables are late, and the whole team's stressed. When you ask Lisa about her part, she doesn't hesitate. "Well, if you'd organized things better, we wouldn't be in this mess," she says, her tone calm but cutting. Suddenly, you're questioning yourself. Did I mess this up? Was I not clear enough? The truth is, Lisa dropped the ball, but instead of admitting it, she's spun a narrative that puts you in the hot seat. And the worst part? She does it so smoothly, framing her criticism as helpful feedback, that you almost believe her. I've been there. I once collaborated with a friend on a big presentation. When it fell apart due to her oversights, missed deadlines, incomplete slides, she didn't apologize. Instead, She pointed the finger at me, saying my lack of communication caused the chaos. It stung, especially because she delivered her blame with such confidence, as if I was the one letting everyone down. It wasn't until I reviewed our emails and saw her missed commitments that I realized the truth. But that's how these people operate. They deflect, distract, and distort, making you question your own judgment while they slip away unscathed. Evil people thrive on this tactic because it keeps them in control of the narrative. They'll use your sensitivity against you, banking on your willingness to self-reflect to make you feel guilty. But here's the Stoic antidote. Focus on the facts. Truth doesn't need a defense team, it stands on its own. If someone's always blaming others or dodging responsibility, pay attention to the patterns. Do their stories hold up under scrutiny? Are they quick to point fingers but slow to own their mistakes? Set firm boundaries and don't let their deflections shake your confidence. Call out inconsistencies calmly, and if they refuse to take accountability, walk away. As Seneca would remind us, real strength lies in standing firm in the truth, not bending to someone else's lies. These signs, a hunger for control and a knack for deflection, are like warning lights flashing on your dashboard. Evil people don't just want to influence you, they want to dominate your reality, shifting blame to keep you off balance. But with Stoic wisdom, you can see through their games. By grounding yourself in truth and protecting your autonomy, you take back the power they're trying to steal. We've got 4 more signs to go, each one revealing another layer of how these individuals operate. From exploiting kindness to sowing chaos, we'll keep equipping you with the tools to stay one step ahead. So, don't go anywhere. This knowledge is your shield. Ready for the next sign? Let's dive in. We've just explored how evil people dodge accountability with blame games and crave control to keep you under their thumb. Now, let's dive deeper into 2 more sinister traits that reveal their true intentions, because spotting these signs is your key to breaking free from their toxic grip. Ready to keep shining a light on their tactics? Let's do this. If you're finding this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe with the bell icon so you don't miss out on more life-changing insights. And if you're ready to call out these red flags, drop "I see the signs" in the comments. Let's keep learning together. Sign number 7. The pleasure of pain. Have you ever met someone who seems to light up when others are hurting? It's unsettling, isn't it? Epictetus once advised, associate with those who make you better. But for truly malicious people, lifting others up is the last thing on their mind. Instead, they find a twisted kind of joy in watching others suffer, a chilling trait that sets them apart. Their satisfaction doesn't come from building something meaningful, it comes from tearing others down. Like a predator circling a wounded animal. I had a friend once, let's call her Emma, who had this eerie habit of reveling in other people's misfortunes. I remember a day at work when a colleague got called out in a team meeting for a mistake. While everyone else cringed or looked away, Emma's eyes sparkled with a strange delight. She leaned over and whispered, "Wow, they really messed that up, didn't they?" with a smirk that sent a chill down my spine. At first, I thought she was just being snarky, but the pattern kept repeating. She'd laugh a little too hard at someone's embarrassment or share gossip about a coworker's failure with an enthusiasm that felt wrong. Over time, I realized this wasn't indifference, it was her way of feeling powerful. By magnifying others' struggles, she propped herself up, as if their pain was her fuel. This pleasure in others' pain often starts small. Maybe it's a sarcastic comment when you trip up, a mocking chuckle when someone shares bad news, or a sly grin when they see you struggling. But these aren't random quirks. They're windows into a mindset that thrives on destruction. Seneca once said, "No man is more unhappy than one who never faces adversity." For these individuals, though, adversity isn't a lesson to learn from, it's a tool to wield. They don't build their worth through hard work or kindness. They feed their ego by standing on the ruins of others' confidence. Why do they do this? At their core, these people are deeply insecure. Their fleeting moments of satisfaction come from seeing others falter because it temporarily masks their own emptiness. But here's the Stoic wisdom to counter them. Your self-worth doesn't depend on their approval or their games. Protect your peace by recognizing the signs: indifference to your struggles, fixation on others' failures, or a subtle glee when things go wrong. The moment you spot this behavior, step away. Surround yourself with people who celebrate your wins and support you through losses. Not those who find joy in your pain. True happiness comes from shared growth, not someone else's suffering. Ask yourself, do I want to be around someone who thrives when I'm down? The answer will guide you to relationships that lift you up. Sign number 8. Isolation as a weapon. Now, let's talk about a tactic that's as cunning as it is cruel. Isolation. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Humans are born to cooperate, our strength lies in unity." But for evil people, unity is a threat. They know that your loved ones, friends, and support system give you strength, so they work to cut those ties, leaving you vulnerable and easier to control. It's like they're slowly building a wall between you and the people who matter most. Brick by subtle brick. I once had a friend, let's call her Claire, who seemed like a dream at first. She was attentive, always ready to listen, and made me feel like she truly understood me. But over time, I noticed something odd. She'd drop little comments about the people closest to me. "Your best friend doesn't really get you, does she?" she'd say with a concerned look. Or, "Your family's holding you back, they don't see your potential like I do." At first, I brushed it off, thinking she was just being protective. But her remarks grew more frequent, planting seeds of doubt that made me question the relationships that had always grounded me. Before I knew it, I was pulling away from my friends and family, leaning more on Claire, exactly what she wanted. This wasn't an accident, it was a calculated move. Evil people use isolation as a weapon to weaken your emotional defenses. By sowing distrust or creating wedges between you and your support network, they make you more dependent on them. It's like they're casting you adrift on a raft, cutting the ropes that tether you to shore. They might criticize your loved ones, exaggerate their flaws, or even invent stories to make you doubt those who care about you most. Their goal? To leave you alone, vulnerable, and easier to manipulate. So, how do you fight back? Stay connected to your truth and your people. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that our strength lies in community, those who uplift and support us. If someone's trying to pull you away from your loved ones, ask yourself, why are they so invested in distancing me from my support system? Trust your gut, reinforce your bonds with those who genuinely care about you, and don't let anyone's words erode those connections. Set boundaries with the isolator, limit their influence, and keep your loved ones close. True relationships empower you to grow, not isolate you to control you. Your community is your anchor. Hold onto it tightly. These signs, finding pleasure in others' pain and using isolation as a weapon, are more than just red flags. They're deliberate strategies to undermine your strength and peace. Evil people thrive on creating chaos and dependency, but you have the power to see through their tactics. By staying rooted in Stoic principles like self-worth and community, you can protect yourself from their influence and build a life surrounded by genuine connections. We've got 2 more signs left to uncover, each one revealing another layer of how these individuals operate. From exploiting kindness to sowing discord, we'll keep arming you with the tools to stay ahead. So, stick with me. This knowledge is your shield. Ready for the final signs? Let's keep going. We've just uncovered how evil people use isolation to weaken your connections and revel in others' pain to boost their own egos. Now, let's dive into the final 2 signs that expose their true nature, because recognizing these traits will empower you to protect your peace and live with unshakable confidence. Ready to wrap this up and arm yourself with clarity? Let's dive in. If you're finding these insights hitting home, smash that like button and subscribe with the bell icon to stay in the loop for more videos like this. And if you're spotting these red flags in your life, drop "I see the signs" in the comments. Let's finish this journey together. Sign number 9. Jealousy in disguise. Ever had someone praise you, but their words left a strange aftertaste? Like a bitter pill wrapped in sugar? Seneca once warned, envy is the ulcer of the soul. For truly malicious people, envy isn't just a fleeting emotion, it's a driving force, carefully hidden behind a mask of concern or goodwill. These individuals can't stand to see you shine, so they cloak their jealousy in backhanded compliments or subtle digs, all designed to chip away at your confidence while keeping you off guard. I had a friend once, let's call her Rachel, who seemed like my biggest cheerleader. When I landed a big project at work, I was over the moon, and Rachel was right there with a smile, saying, "That's amazing. But Next time you might want to aim even higher to really stand out. At first, I thought she was just offering constructive advice, pushing me to grow, but as time went on, I noticed a pattern. Every time I shared a win, she'd follow her praise with a subtle jab. That's great, but I heard someone else did something similar and got even more recognition. Her words weren't meant to lift me up, they were meant to make me doubt myself. To shrink my light so it wouldn't outshine hers. That's the thing about jealous people, they don't attack outright. Instead, they plant tiny seeds of insecurity, like weeds creeping into a garden. They might say, "You did well, but don't get too excited, there's always room for improvement." Or, "That's impressive, but let's be real, it's not that big a deal." These remarks aren't about helping you grow, they're about pulling you down to their level. Why? Because your success highlights their insecurities. And they can't stand it. Their envy festers, eating away at their ability to celebrate your joy. So, how do you protect yourself? Trust that little voice in your gut. If someone's praise feels off, like it's laced with a hidden motive, pause and reflect. Stoic philosophy teaches us to look beyond words to the intentions behind them. A truly kind person lifts you up without strings attached. They celebrate your wins wholeheartedly and push you to soar higher. But a jealous person uses their words as weapons, aiming to dim your light so they feel less threatened. Set clear boundaries and don't let their subtle cuts undermine your worth. Surround yourself with people who cheer for your success, not those who secretly wish for your stumble. Ask yourself, does this person's support feel genuine? Or are they trying to keep me small? Your answer will guide you to relationships that fuel your growth, not ones that hold you back. Let your light shine. Don't dim it for anyone. Sign number 10. The unrepentant heart. Now, let's talk about one of the clearest signs of an evil person, an unrepentant heart. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Stop debating what a good person should be, just be one." But for malicious individuals, self-improvement is a foreign concept. They cling to their destructive habits, refuse to admit fault, and have zero interest in repairing the harm they cause. It's like they're standing in a house they've set on fire, insisting the flames are someone else's fault. Think about someone you've known who always has an excuse. I once worked with a colleague, let's call him Mike, who could never own up to his mistakes. If a project went wrong, it was because the client was unclear or the team didn't communicate well. If he hurt someone's feelings, he'd shrug it off, saying, "They're just too sensitive." I remember confronting him after he took credit for my work. Instead of apologizing, he deflected, saying, "Well, you didn't make it clear it was your idea." When I explained how his actions affected me, he doubled down, accusing me of overreacting. There was no remorse, no reflection, just a wall of excuses and blame. This refusal to change isn't just stubbornness, it's a hallmark of an unrepentant heart. Evil people live in a state of denial, weaving elaborate justifications to avoid accountability. They might claim their harsh words were just honesty, or their betrayal was for your own good. But what stands out is their complete dismissal of self-reflection. To them, admitting fault is weakness, while doubling down on their behavior is strength. It's like they're locked in a cycle of destruction, unwilling to step off the wheel. How do you deal with someone like this? Don't waste your energy trying to change them. Stoic wisdom reminds us to focus on what's within our control. You can't force someone to see their flaws, but you can protect your peace. Set firm boundaries and limit their access to your life. If they refuse to own their actions, walk away. Surround yourself with people who strive to grow, who admit their mistakes and work to make things right. As Marcus Aurelius taught, true strength lies in improving ourselves, not in clinging to excuses. Ask yourself, is this person willing to reflect and grow? Or are they stuck in a cycle of denial? Your answer will show you who deserves a place in your life. We've just exposed the chilling reality of jealous hearts and unrepentant souls, revealing how evil people undermine your confidence and refuse to own their wrongs. Now, let's wrap up this journey with a powerful reflection on how to protect yourself and rise above their toxic influence. Ready to solidify your defenses and embrace your inner strength? Let's dive into the conclusion. If this video has opened your eyes to the red flags around you, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to keep the wisdom coming. Drop. I see the signs. in the comments to join the community of truth seekers. Let's finish strong together. The power of self-reflection and protection. Imagine standing in front of a mirror, not just to check your reflection, but to truly see yourself, your strengths, your flaws, and your potential for growth. That's what Stoic philosophy is all about, embracing self-reflection as a badge of courage. Marcus Aurelius taught us that admitting mistakes and making amends isn't weakness, it's a testament to self-respect and maturity. But for those with unrepentant hearts, that mirror is something they avoid at all costs. They'd rather build a fortress of excuses than face their flaws, leaving a trail of hurt in their wake. I once knew someone, let's call him Alex, who seemed to have an answer for everything. If he snapped at a friend, it was because they provoked me. If he missed a deadline, it was the team's fault for not setting clear expectations. No matter how much pain he caused, he never apologized or showed a hint of remorse. When I tried to talk to him about how his actions affected others, he'd brush it off, saying, "People need to toughen up." It was exhausting, like trying to reason with a brick wall. Over time, I realized that his refusal to reflect wasn't just stubbornness, it was a choice to stay stuck, to prioritize his ego over growth. People with unrepentant hearts don't just harm others, they rob themselves of the chance to evolve. They're like ships anchored in a stormy sea, refusing to sail toward calmer waters. Their justifications and deflections might keep them afloat for a while, but they're doomed to crash against the rocks of their own denial. Stoic wisdom reminds us that true courage lies in confronting our imperfections and striving to be better. If someone in your life consistently dodges accountability, never apologizes, and shows no interest in repairing the damage they've caused, it's time to pause and reflect. Ask yourself, is this person worth my energy? Or are they draining my peace? The answer is clear. Protect yourself. Not everyone is willing to grow, and that's okay, but you don't have to let their toxicity dim your light. Distance yourself from those who refuse to change and invest in relationships with people who lift you up. Seek out those who aren't afraid to admit their mistakes, who strive to improve, and who inspire you to do the same. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, focus your mind on thoughts and people who elevate the quality of your life. Your time and energy are precious, spend them on connections that fuel your growth, not ones that hold you back. Tying it all together, your shield of awareness. So, here we are, we've walked through 10 unmistakable signs of an evil person. From their manipulative charm and conscienceless lies to their hunger for control and unrepentant hearts. Each sign is like a crack in their carefully crafted facade, revealing the chaos they bring into your life. But here's the game changer. Awareness is your greatest weapon. Evil people thrive in the shadows of your ignorance, weaving their webs when you're unaware of their tactics. Once you spot these red flags, you hold the power to protect your peace and keep their toxicity at bay. Picture your mind as a fortress. Every time you recognize a manipulator's charm, a liar's deflection, or an envious jab, you're reinforcing the walls of that fortress. Marcus Aurelius taught us that true strength lies in mastering your mind and reactions. You don't have to fight fire with fire or sink to their level. Instead, set firm boundaries, stand tall in your truth, and let your light shine brighter than their darkness. Why? Because your clarity, your resilience, and your authenticity are the very things they fear most. They can't control a mind that's awake, a heart that's grounded, or a spirit that refuses to bend. So, what's the next step? Take a moment to look at the people in your life. Are there any showing these signs, manipulating, isolating, or refusing to grow? If so, don't be afraid to distance yourself. Surround yourself with those who celebrate your wins, support your struggles, and inspire you to be your best self. Stoic philosophy isn't just about avoiding evil, it's about building a life of purpose, connection, and unshakable peace. You have the power to choose who stays in your circle and who doesn't. Make that choice with confidence. Thank you for joining me on this journey to uncover the 10 signs of an evil person. If this video helped you see the world a little clearer, hit that like button and subscribe with the bell icon to keep growing with us. Drop "I see the signs" in the comments to let me know you're ready to take control and protect your peace. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it, because together, we can build a community that thrives on truth and resilience. What was the sign that hit home for you? Let me know below. And I'll see you in the next video, where we'll keep exploring ways to live with wisdom and strength. Stay true, stay strong, and keep shining.